everyone. Well, this particular session is about all the pregnant women. I cannot even imagine how stressful it will be if someone is pregnant. So that's what we're going to talk about is pregnancy care as per Ayurveda. We are going to talk with Vaidya Yogita Chaudhary. She is an MD and PhD in Ayurveda. Dr. Yogita is also a professor at a hospital and an Ayurveda college in Pune. Well, I am Amita from Nourish Talk, a platform for natural and holistic therapies. I would like to welcome Vaidya Yogita Chaudhary, who's live from Pune, India. Welcome, Vaidya Yogita.
Hello, good morning to all US peoples and good evening to Indian peoples. Today we are going to talk about pregnancy care and Ayurveda. Every mother always wish to have a healthy baby. The healthy word is very important because the baby which is coming on the earth is going to stay on the earth for years. And if it is not healthy, then there will be complete stress for mothers, for mother and the father also, that is the parents. So when we are talking about Ayurveda, Ayurveda gives a lots of things about pregnancy. It is not starting only from the, it is not starting only at when there is a conception. It is starting before that. And this is the preparation of mother and the father, which is told in Ayurveda about the pregnancy. So always the pregnancy should not be accidental. It should be a proper planned procedure. Next.
So let's just talk a little bit about, pregnancy and a perspective from Ayurveda. You said that, pregnancy in Ayurveda is a planned procedure, right? And you're also talking about how pre-pregnancy, Ayurveda talks pays a lot of emphasis, right?
Yes,
So let's
yes.
so just tell us a little bit from an Ayurvedic perspective, how is it different? And then now we can come back to, other things like all of us know about the diet and so many other things.
Yes, before pregnancy, we are advising the patients about the Panchakarma treatment because every mother and every father nowadays are complete under stress. Mothers are working and there is a complete stress on them due to their work, and they are doing multiple tasks at home, at workplace also. So in that case, Ayurveda emphasizes especially on Panchakarma type of treatments, that is detoxification of both the bodies of mother and father. In these treatments, we are doing completely detoxification procedures like Virechana, like proper medicated purgation, proper medicated MSS, medicated enema, and that's the type of treatment, and Rakta Mokshan, that is blood-letting type of treatment. When both the parents, that means both mother and father, when they are going through these procedures, the body physically and mentally becomes prepared for pregnancy, especially in case of mothers. And when they are physically and mentally prepared, they can give birth to a healthy baby. So this pre-care is advised in Ayurveda regarding conception, before conception. Now, when we are talking about pregnancy care, we are starting about Shreyasi Praja. That means virtual offspring or a healthy progeny.
Okay, so let's talk about pregnancy care when someone is pregnant and what you have on this slide about the other things about the fetus and the growth. So let's talk a little bit about that now.
Yeah, when we are talking about the pregnancy care, healthy health of the parents that I have talked about you just a minute before, gametes and especially of the pregnant lady important in achieving healthy progeny. So the growth and development of the garbha, that is fetus, depends on health, activities, mental status, and diet of the mother. Now we will talk about this, that health. When she is continuously under stress, when she is continuously under, is there echo?
No, that's fine. We can hear you. Don't worry. I'll tell you if there's a problem.
Okay. So when we are talking about the health or the activities, whatever she is doing, if she is healthy enough, she is doing proper behavioral lifestyle, like going morning walk and having a good type of diet, then it is affecting on the health of the fetus also. that it is grasping a good quality of food and it is helping for the development of the baby also. But when it is not of good qualities, that is activities, especially if she is the whole sport person and still doing few sport activities during the pregnancy in first few months, if she is not comfortable with that pregnancy, then these activities also cause the loss to the fetus. The pregnant woman desires of virtuous child should indulge in prescribed diet and regime termed as Garbhini Paricharya or Garbhopakrama. Garbhini Paricharya, Garbhini that means the pregnant female, Paricharya that means how she should follow the 9 months regime. And Garbhopakrama, what she has to follow again, is explained in very detailed manner in Ayurveda. If she is following that, she will not suffer any kind of side effects or any kind of diseases which nowadays the females are experiencing, like diabetes, like hypertension during the pregnancy. She cannot experience that, and she will enjoy the pregnancy, which will affect on the enjoyment of the baby also and the mental status of the baby also. Next please. So
Okay,
Ayurveda, yeah.
so sorry. No. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to kind of interrupt you. Sorry. No. I think you made a very important point, right? I mean, we are all aware of the diet guidelines. So I think what the other pregnant women, all the pregnant women, hopefully you're watching and you'll watch it afterwards. How does Ayurveda differ? And let's explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So Ayurveda prescribes an action plan for pregnant ladies comprising congenial food, physical activities, balanced status of mind, plant-based medicines for maintenance of pregnancy. So we'll go by one. Congenial food we have explained in the next slide, so I will concentrate on at that time. Physical activities, exercises, yoga are advised. Which type? Again, we will see in the next. Balanced status of mind, also meditation is advised in yoga, which is affecting on the baby's mental health or mental status. Nowadays the people are thinking that when the babies are coming taking birth, then their progress of the mental health starts, but this is not as per Ayurveda. As per Ayurveda, the mental and the physical health starts at the time of conception, and this is the speciality of Ayurveda, that at the time of conception, from that time she should behave a very healthy and happy behavior, which will affect on the baby. So avoidance of certain factors that are harmful to the baby and pregnant lady is so carefully designed. That is Garbhopakartakar bhavas, in which there are mental aggravations like krodha. Krodha that means anger. Like this, all these mental statuses, anger, krodha, kama, shoka, bhaya, all these are the Sanskrit terms. But when if she's experiencing in any ways of this, it will affect on the mental status of the babies. Importance of food regime. This is a very important factor as per Ayurveda, because according to Ayurveda, food is taken as a medicine. If food is the best, there is no necessity of taking any kind of medicine. And that is why Ayurveda always emphasizes a quality of food, which we will discuss later in the later slides. Yeah, next please. Now, diet advised in first trimester. This is very important factor. When the pregnancy is there, there are from 1 cell, 2 cell, 4 cell, 16 cell till the baby, a complete growth of all the organs till the delivery. There is continuous changes in the female body, and these changes are causing vata dosha aggravation in the pregnant female. And that is why in the diet also Ayurveda always thinks about the dryness of the female. And due to that, in the first month of pregnancy or throughout the pregnancy, all the oily things, or especially ghee or the milk is advised. So in the first month of pregnancy, like diet, cold milk in small quantity but frequently is advised to taken by the female. Madhura, that means sweet, natural sweet test food, as well as shita, that means cooling of the body. So the spices during this period are not advised in large amount. A little amount of spices she can take to enhance the agni or enhance the fire, but not the spicy food is advised during this period. because in the first month the garbha or the fetus is going to be stable. It is not stable yet, it is going to be stable. And if we are providing the proper diet to them, then it will be helping for proper settlement or stability. Second month of the pregnancy, the diet is cold milk in small quantity but frequently. Again, the Madhura Shita liquid diet like milk, coconut water, fruit juices. Here, the fruit juices are advised in the second month. So, whatever mentioned in the picture, like ghee should be taken by the pregnant female throughout the 9 months, every day, morning and evening, 2 spoons separately, and along with the food, 2 times again separately. The special type of milk regarding this is A2 type of milk is advised, which is from the desi cow ghees, desi cows. So milk and ghee should be from the A2 type. It should not be A1 type. So this proper precautions, if she is following, she will enjoy the pregnancy throughout the life. The third month pregnancy is rice with milk or ghee, that is clarified butter, and honey in unequal quantity with milk. And the fourth month of pregnancy is butter taken of milk, rice with curds. Now here, when we are talking about the curd or yogurt, it should be fresh enough. That means at night, the previous night, she should keep the milk to prepare the curd, and the next morning she should take the fresh curd. So the curd should not be frozen for a long time in the freeze, as well as it should not be taken in the night also at the time if it is prepared, if it is kept for the previous night. So this much precautions are taken during the whole pregnancy. If she is following, then she will not suffer any kind of diseases. In case of fruit juices, sweet kind of fruit juices should be taken. It should not be like milk and the fruits or the sour type of fruits should not be are not avoid advised in Ayurveda, because sour taste and the milk, they are spoiling the milk, and it will act as a different kind in the stomach, which will be a opposite kind of food according to Ayurveda. So coconut water, rudya fruits like mango, watermelon, white pumpkin, yellow pumpkin, snake gourd, all these types of food is advised in the fourth month of the pregnancy. During fourth month, she is called as a Davrudha. That means uh, heart is, they have the two hearts. The female has the two hearts, the baby's heart and the mother heart as well. So she is called as a Davrudha, and during this time, she wants to eat sour fruits like that. So she can take whatever she is feeling to take, she can take that type of food or diet. And so on, fourth, fifth month also, the same type of diet is advised. Like seventh month, it is advised that sweet type of Madhura Varga Siddha Aushadhi. That means she has to take sweet type of medicinal herbs along with the milk. During this time, 6 month, there are multiple chances of getting swelling on the legs. So during that, gokshuram, that means one type of herb which is having the legs, you can say, water to be retained out, to be taken out, properties are there in the gokshur type of herb. It works as like a lasix in the modern medicine, like in such cases she should take this kind of milk. Seventh month, she should take again Madhura Ushadi Siddha Kshira Sarpi. That means the same sweeter type of any kind of medicines along with the milk is advised throughout the period. This is again so on along with the next months also. Next, yoga and meditation. This is very important factor mentioned in the Ayurveda, that physical exercises may increase patients' physical flexibility, coordination, and the strength. So physical flexibility, why it is important? Because throughout the 9 month, there is the skin is elastic, the organs are increasing, and she has to be elastic. Otherwise, it will be causing the dryness on the stomach or on her belly. So in that case, yoga will help for the physical flexibility of internal organs. This will help for a natural delivery, a very good and easy natural delivery. The breathing practices and meditation reduces anxiety, depression, and pregnancy related uncomfortable experiences. It may calm and focus the mind to develop greater awareness and diminish anxiety. So this anxiety, when the females are in the first, they have the first baby, there are multiple anxiety, because it is the first baby, first month, second month, she's facing multiple symptoms. And if there is no grandparents present in the houses, then she is very confused that what can be done, because every day is a different day for pregnant female. So in such cases, that anxiety, to avoid that anxiety, if she is doing yoga and meditation, she will get answered by doctors, and she will get a good quality of advices during that period, if the anxiety is not there. Otherwise, again, the anxiety will increase vata dosha in the body. Reduction of distress, blood pressure, and improvement in resilience, mood, and metabolic regulation is there due to yoga and meditation. So nowadays the females are experiencing more blood pressure. It is a disease nowadays, that pregnancy related blood pressure or hypertension. So the pregnancy should not be a diseased place. Pregnancy should not be any kind of other symptoms which she is not happy with that. So if it happens, it again increases vata dosha, anxiety, again anger, and it will affect the mental health of the baby. So if she is doing proper meditation or yoga, it will not be there as a disease. Yoga have positive effects on mild depression and sleep problems. As we have told about that, during pregnancy there are continuous movements in the female body. So due to that, vata dosha is aggravated, and if there is no oily things, that means proper oily things like ghee or milk is there, then there are multiple problems like sleep. And if the sleep is not proper, then she will face a lot of problems related to her physical health as well. She cannot concentrate on her any kind of work, as well as it will affect on the fetal health also. So this meditation will help to have a good quality of sleep. Psychotherapy, for instance, yoga may influence brain chemicals known as neurotransmitters. It is boosting levels of feel, that is good agents like serotonin, and lower inflammation and reduce oxidative stress. So these are the importance of yoga and meditation during this period. So every female who is going to be pregnant, she has to do a meditation from the first day of her pregnancy. Next, please. These are few yoga postures mentioned in Ayurveda. There are very little postures we have mentioned in the slide. There are multiple. But if she is doing the yoga during the pregnancy, it will help her to have a natural or normal delivery. Nowadays, every female, the percentage of cesarean section is increased than a decades ago. This is because the females are not doing physical exercises, not having the physical movements, not having the yoga properly. And due to that, the muscles are stiff, and it affects on the delivery pattern. So to have a good natural delivery, she should do all these poses. Like example is Tadasana or mountain pose, the first pose, which is mentioned in the slide. The second pose, like cat pose. The third pose is mentioned in the second line, is standing forward bend. Then Veerabhadrasana or warrior pose, Vajrasan, and Tikonasana, that is triangle pose. These are few poses I have mentioned here. There are multiple, and it is depending, or it is varying from person to person. It can be advised after consultation. Next slide, please. Abhyanga during pregnancy. This is a very important factor. As I told you that Vata dosha is aggravated throughout the body in the pregnant female. In Sanskrit, the word sneha, abhyanga, is explained as a snehana also. So what is the sneha? Sneha means both. Sneha is oil, as sneha is love also. Love for the mother, father, love for our babies, love for the husband. So this is the word which is affection, which is giving affection. So abhyanga during pregnancy is giving affection for the female to have a good relationship with the baby. So Abhyanga, that is oil massage, applying the oil to the whole body in grounding and relaxing, and provides stability and warmth. So there are thousands of oils mentioned in Ayurveda, especially Bala oil or Chandan Bala Lakshadi oil. These type of oils are helping. Bala is Balya. Bala is giving strength. The word itself given to this herb because it is giving strength to all the tissues. So when we are using bala oil or chandan bala oil, sandalwood oil, this is helping for all the vata dosha to get calm every day. So as the changes or the vata dosha is aggravating every day, this oil massage will help to balance little amount of vata dosha in the pregnant female. So Abhyanga is advised after Abhyanga. That means Abhyanga oil is applying oil is advised throughout the pregnancy from first month to the 9 month. But there is specially pregnancy massage is there, which is advised from the 4th month of the pregnancy, which is not advised for the first 3 months. So deep massage is not advised throughout the pregnancy. Only application of oil and little strokes are advised after 4th month. So this ritual evaporates stress and fatigue. So due to that, and special precaution is taken that the steam, which is mentioned in Ayurveda, should not be given to pregnant females. So you are literally giving love to yourself and your baby, while also helping to diminish stretch marks, restore skin elasticity, and relieve that pregnant belly itching. So marks is now a burning issue in every female. So if she is applying the oil from the day one of the pregnancy, due to elasticity, we are helping the elasticity of the skin. There will be very less stretch mark or there will be no stretch marks also. It restores skin elasticity. The skin becomes proper elastic and she will not face any problems. Also, due to that stretching, there is the continuous itching is there in the female. She's experiencing that the belly itching is there. So after only simple application of oil, sesame oil or any medicated oil, the itching will be vanished. Next, please.
So let's just pause for a minute. Let's just pause. So there's
Yes.
a lot of things that you've talked about, and I just, so we've been talking about the diet month by month, right?
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
talked about the things that one should do, one should not do, and then the importance of the yoga, right? You talked about the
Yes.
yoga,
Yeah.
and then the yoga be done under a yoga instructor or a guidance, or they can do it themselves. That's the I just wanted to pause and kind of before we go into the next one, which is a big topic right now.
Yeah. The poses which I have explained in the slides, every female can do with proper precautions. If she is not aware how to take proper precautions, there will be yoga teacher which will be giving a good guidelines so that she will not any bad effect of that yoga also. So with precautions she should do. If she is already doing yoga, she can do all these poses because they are very easy poses. But if she is doing for the first time, it will be always better to have a yoga instructor.
Okay. And then you also talked about the Abhyanga. You know, Abhyanga is basically massage. Now, especially during the COVID times right now, or maybe, right now the vaccine is out, but still, people are, especially pregnant women, are probably scared, right, to go out and get the massages done from someone else. So,
Yeah.
so is there a way that they can do it themselves? Or what kind of, you talk about different oils. So which oil should they do if they are trying to do it themselves?
Yeah, what I talk in the during the session is bala oil and chandan bala lakshadi oil. These are the
Okay.
total safe oils, and every pregnant female can do that. In case of abhyanga, we do the demo also, how they can do their self abhyanga. That means only application of oil in proper manner. We
Yeah.
taught them, or we teach them, or we can tell them how they can do on themselves. So in that case,
Got it.
it can be advised and they can do it at
Okay.
their home also.
Yeah, at their pace they can do it, and you can teach them like with a video or something like a pre-recorded, and then people, the women can take and
Yes,
follow
we
that
can do that way also, we can do online also directly, direct face to
okay.
face. We can do online also.
Live sessions. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's come to this Garbh Sanskar, which is a very foreign word for US, I mean for Western, but I think it's very common in Asia. So let's talk about this.
Yeah. Garbha is the fetus. Samskara, that means changes or transformations. So what transformations are there? As a good nutritional food provides physical health, the unborn child in the womb requires samskara to acquire mental health to thrive. So this is very important. Samskara helps for mental changes. If the female is continuously under stress and anger and worry and fear, all this mental stress is coming to the baby, and after delivery the baby will be also angry, angered nature, or continuously crying type of nature. So these things happens, but if we want a kind of healthy baby, we have to transform his mental health as well. So this transformation can be done through multiple ways, that the female can sing, the female can heard about the classical music or the good quality of music. Especially in Ayurveda, it is advised that tantu, that means the strings types of instrumental music she can heard. So instrumental music, that type is making her mind very calm and quiet. If the female mind is calm and quiet, the baby's mind also become very calm and quiet. So every day she should some hear some mantras or some classical music. There are multiple kind of ragas also. Raga, that means a special type of Indian classical music, which can be heard in the morning, which can be heard in the evening. If she is doing that, it will be more affecting on the baby. Especially activity of mother during pregnancy in the form of prayer, that is good rational thoughts, manas shakti, that is positive emotions, conversation with fetus, that is fetal talk, or expressing feeling, that is touch, is not only recognized by unborn baby, but also it has a positive effect on physical and mental health. So all these are very important. Prayers, there are multiple types of prayers. There is Suryopasana, that means we are praying for the sun. We are praying for the Vata dosha, that means Lord Hanuman, which is very equal to Vata dosha. So if we are going to pray with all these things, it is helping or it is making a bound around the pregnant female, and it helps mentally and physically also. Positive emotions, if there is atmosphere continuously of negativity in the house, it will affect on the female health, and again the same with the baby. So along with the female, the whole family members are also responsible to give the samskar, that means to give the transformation to the baby by making the atmosphere happy and healthy around the pregnant female. And that is why in Indian rituals also we have the multiple things, that whatever she likes, it is provided to her. If she likes sweet to eat, if she likes sour taste to eat, immediately it is given to her. Along with that, if she wants something to do along with the prayers and all, or she want to sing, it is given or it is provided to her. So whatever she wants is provided to her. Now whatever provided, that means it should be always good things, it should not be bad things. For example, if the music is of bad sound, a loud sound, and it is if she's hearing that, it is again the same effects will be there on the baby. So what she is doing, it should be a good and ideal manner, it should be done. It is an intentional activity which helps to develop an intuitive connection with the unborn baby. This is very important, that intentional activity. We are providing the Garbha Samskar. It is not um, it is not happening obviously, no, never, it never happens. So we have to, every day we have to plan at what time what should we do, at what time what should we eat. So there should be a proper plan regarding the food, proper plan regarding the uh, where she go for the walk, at what time she go for the walk, at what time she should sleep. So this rhythm, natural rhythm, she should maintain. So if she is following this for example, if the female is taking khichdi, a good quality of khichdi, but if she is taking at night 12 at night, so this is again affecting a bad effect on her physical health, because every physical body is having a cycle, circadian cycle or rhythm, and if it is not followed, again the female will go into the diseases due to this type. So though whatever she is taking good, but at not time, specific time, then also it is causing a bad or a harmful effects on the body. So these are the various important factors which are only mentioned in Ayurveda. In modern sciences, it is not mentioned because they are only giving iron tablets, calcium tablets, and only they are talking about the food. You should take good food. But what type of food? Everyday food. She should have a curd. She should have a buttermilk. She should have fruits, And everyday food should be like whenever it is prepared within 3 hours, she should be taking the food. So this much freshness if she is having in her life, in her food also, then only the baby will be a good quality of baby, because every cell will be fresh if she is taking a fresh quality of food. Otherwise the cells will be of old type, and whatever the baby is coming, it can be a diseased one, or if it will catch the disease very soon. So we have to always take proper precautions whenever we are having the pregnancy care. When we are talking about the pregnancy care, it should not be accidental process. It should be a proper planned process. And throughout the period, the husband, wife, and the family members should also join with that female to have to pass these 9 months very safely and happily. So this is about Ayurveda's pregnancy care. Any
That's amazing.
questions?
That's amazing. No, I think that's amazing. What you talked about, the importance of how Ayurveda is laying so much emphasis not only on the diet, right? The diet,
Yeah,
all of us, I think it's all over Western society. Everyone talks about the diet,
yeah.
but you're talking about the mental state, and then you're talking about the gentle exercises, yoga that helps to make the body elastic. And then you're talking about the talking to the fetus, which I think is a very interesting concept, right? Which has been there for 5,000 years, but I think in Western society, it's a very new concept of talking to the fetus,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Yes.
And I don't
And
think that is,
Ayurveda is talking about the postnatal care also. When the baby is coming on the earth, there is massage to females as well as the babies also. So baby massage is also a separate entity, which is given by Ayurveda only and not any sciences. So if it is done properly, the babies will be disease free. There will be no diseases, and we want the healthy progeny. We want the healthy babies which are taking part in everyone's life after that period. Yeah.
no, no, I think the whole concept makes a lot of sense. If you look back like 15, 20 years back, all of us for that matter, have been so busy and stressed out, like you mentioned, women are working, everyone is working right now, and
Yes.
there's so many stress factor. And if you look back, the diseases or the diabetes has gone up, all the chronic conditions, if you look at the data, it's mind boggling. All of us have become so educated, so
Yes.
so aware of all the technology, but we cannot take care of ourselves, and why the chronic conditions have gone up, like
Worsen. Yes.
yeah, it's really doesn't make any sense. So
Yes.
now with the way you're explaining it, I think it starts from someone who's stressed out and becomes pregnant, and then they are not able to take care of themselves, during the pregnancy, because now you're working and you're doing all those things. Now it makes sense from the entire chain process, so to
Yes.
speak, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
the
It's
baby
true.
that's coming out
Yes.
is full of toxins, and there's a data to prove that. I was looking at the data in CDC. The newborn babies that are born in America right now, they already come with so many toxins in their blood, and you
Exactly.
wonder what happened. It's
Yes.
like, what happened here? Where did we all go wrong, right?
Exactly.
Right, we were not born like we were born in a very different way, like we were born much healthier, our generation, and now look at all these kids, they're having so many issues,
Yes.
right?
It's true. It's true. And this is everything is due to a quality of bad quality of food. So, or everyone, every female should go for the organic type of food. Organic,
Yeah,
everything should be organic around natural atmosphere, fresh and natural atmosphere should be there. So when it is there nowadays, we have to specially emphasis on this because battery geli oh battery geli.
it's okay. Okay, Dr. Yogita, thank you so much for being with us,
Yeah.
and we would like to wrap up this session right now, and we will be offering this program soon. And thank you so much, Dr. Yogita, for being with us. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.